Here are two real stories, and neither of them has an explanation. There are places in this world where things accumulate, not objects, not history. Exactly. Something older than that. A family in rural Vermont bought an old farmhouse in 2001. It had stood empty for 6 years. The neighbors were friendly but brief in their welcomes. No one said anything directly. They just didn't say much at all. The first night, the family heard nothing unusual. The second night, the youngest child, a boy of 8, came into his parents' room just after midnight and told them someone had been standing in his doorway. They checked, nothing there. He went back to bed. The third night was different. The mother was the first to wake. She couldn't say why. No sound, no dream that she could recall. It's just the sudden certainty that something was wrong. She lay still for several minutes. The house was quiet. The rain outside was steady. Then she heard footsteps on the staircase, slow, deliberate, one step at a time. Moving upward, she reached over to wake her husband. He was already awake. He'd heard it too. They counted the steps. 9 stairs. They heard all 9. And then silence. Nothing in the hallway. Nothing at the door. The husband got up, checked the hallway, the boys' room, the other rooms. Empty. All of them. He came back to bed and said nothing happened. They tried to sleep. In the morning, the boy came to breakfast and sat quietly for a long moment before speaking. The man came back. He said, "What man?" His mother asked. "The one who lives downstairs," he said. "He told me he was just checking." He said he always checks. The family called the previous owner that same day. It's an older woman who had moved to assisted living in Montpelier. They asked her carefully about the house. There was a long silence on the line. Then she said, "Did he come up the stairs?" They didn't answer. "He does that," she said. "He just checks. He's done it for as long as I can remember. He never does anything. He just checks." She paused again. I always thought of it as a comfort, eventually, knowing something was watching over the house. The family left within the month. They didn't talk publicly about why the farmhouse sold again the following year. It's been sold 3 times since no one stays longer than a season. Story 2. The warehouse. Security work is quiet work, mostly. Long hours, empty buildings, nothing but the hum of fluorescent lights and the occasional ping of a monitor. Most nights, nothing happens. In February of 2014, a night security guard working at a distribution warehouse in rural Pennsylvania filed an incident report at 2:47 in the morning. It was flagged by his supervisor the following day, not because of what happened, but because of how the report ended. The guard had been on shift since 10 that evening, standard rotation. He was checking the east corridor, 3rd pass of the night, when he noticed the door, not the door itself. The door had always been there. What he noticed was that it was open. That door led to a storage section that hadn't been used in years. The company that originally owned the space had vacated it, and when the building was repurposed, that section was sealed off. So there was no reason for it to be open. There was no reason for anyone to be inside. He reported it, called it in on the radio. The supervisor told him to document it and wait for backup. He waited 9 minutes. In his incident report, he described what he heard during those 9 minutes. His footsteps, slow, deliberate, moving toward the door from the inside, not panicked, not searching, just walking, as if whatever was inside already knew exactly where the door was. The footsteps stopped just on the other side. He wrote, "I could hear breathing. I did not open the door. I do not believe the door should have been opened." Backup arrived 11 minutes later. 2 officers, flashlights, standard procedure. They went in together. The storage section was empty, dusty, undisturbed, except for one thing. In the center of the concrete floor, arranged carefully, were 11 small stones, placed in a circle, equidistant. There was no explanation for how they got there. The building had been locked. The exterior cameras showed no entry. The interior cameras showed the guard standing in the corridor and nothing else. Nothing coming through the door. Nothing at all. The guard resigned the following week. He didn't give a reason. His supervisor said he seemed fine, just quiet, like someone who had made a decision. The incident report is still filed in the company's records. It ends mid-sentence. Whatever was on the other side of that door was not. That's where it stops. No one knows why he didn't finish it. While these stories won't help you sleep at night, you're probably getting more than the people these things actually happen to. Till next time.